What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? Just trying something out here. How are you guys doing? I have no idea how live streams work, so I appreciate everyone that's participating, helping me figure this stuff out while I do a little knife art here. What is happening? What is it? Monday? Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to the channel. Oh man, a lot of the best ones here already. Thunderlight, Hungry Bird, my dogs, amigos. ¿Cómo están, amigos? I got some knives here, guys. I don't know if you know, but I actually have some. Definitely excited to have you here. I'm actually just trying to figure out how this works. So I'm trying to see, because I've seen some of these live streams, I'm trying to see how I can do what I'm doing here. And then somehow bring it up on my computer also. So if anyone's done this before, you might be able to help me out, but let's see. Oh, live, go live. I am live. There's a button, guys. I'm clicking it. When in doubt, just click the button. Were you watching one of my videos or someone else's? That is the question. Let's see right now. Later date. All right. This is not what we're looking to do here. We're not looking to do 2 live streams at once. I don't think that's a good idea. Well, while I'm working on my technical difficulties, there certainly wouldn't be a video without the most prioritized pocket knife in the world. No, yeah, I can see you guys chatting in there. What I'm trying to do is figure out, like I got my computer over here and see if I can pull it up there so I could like type in on my computer, because I don't see how I could like chat from, I guess I just watch the chat while stuff rolls in on my phone. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out, guys. Of course, I didn't leave the Demco out here. It's right there. Let's see. Live. So go live. Maybe the trick is to just do it on my computer instead of on here, because I don't see how I can like link it back even though I'm on the same account. That's what I'm trying to figure out here. But I have a video coming out this week, guys, that I'm super excited about. I think you will enjoy it if you're familiar with the channel. I took a lot of my favorite knives and I went through them all and picked my top 20 that I wouldn't sell. And it should be a pretty fun video for you all. Hey, there's Alice. What's happening, Alice? Alice, maybe you know this. I'm trying to figure out if I can sync my computer over there with this phone right here. Sorry, didn't mean to point at you. But I'm trying to figure out how to do that so I can see what's going on in the chat on my computer while this live stream goes on over here. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So this is experimental, unplanned live stream. Oh, look at that. Oh, I gotta mute my computer to do it. All right, now I can see it. I got it, team. Yo! A lot of good peeps in here. A lot of good peeps. Oh, hello from Holland. Oh man, we've gone international. That is awesome. So, make sure I'm not screwing something up here. All right, everything sounds okay. Sound check, 1 2 1 2. The plan for this video that's coming out this week, which I'm super excited about, was I took, I've got a lot of knives, as you may have noticed, and I took the like the top 50 and I kind of went through them and I decided, what are my top 20? What would be the ones that if people were to try and come buy my knives that I wouldn't give away? And you see a few of them here for sure. It was actually a really hard decision. I imagine you have things in your life, whether it's your knives or other things, that you just have a certain a certain affinity for. And I think if you stick it out to the end, because it's a pretty long video, it's 20 plus minutes, you may enjoy the results of that one. So it is definitely a a fun one for me. I think that was the most fun I've had making a video in a few months. That was because what do? You're picking out the knives that you like spent months in some cases looking for. And you finally got that one knife, like this VC Edge interface. I did end up with that one pretty fast, but yeah, to bring them all together at once was pretty fun. Let's see, I'm looking for spare hardware for, was that, it just faded out. One sec, let me scroll down on my computer. Can you tell me where I can get, find space hardware for the Demco 8020? I don't think, spare hardware. The only place you can get it would just be go to demcoknives.com or just email info@andrewdemco.com, which will go to John Demco. For those full size, I don't think they don't sell it from any websites. They're only, the only stuff I've seen is for the 20.5. So, yeah. Sorry, just doing a little typing over here. That'd be my best bet. Maybe someone else can give Rickard a better advice, but I'd say go to demcoknives.com and just either fill a form or just go to info@andrewdemco.com, and they'll tell you either what website to buy it from or that they can get it for you. But all that USA made stuff I don't think is really available from just your average website. I think only the 20.5 stuff is sold at like Knife Center. I don't know if DLT even does that. I'm even looking at their website right now. They just came out with scales on there, which is super exciting. I just put together my first version of it. Where is it? Let me pull that guy out because this is kind of cool. Cool to see them do this. Boom. Look at that. This knife was in a box for a month and a half, waiting for me to work on these crappy scales that it came with. That someone, I guess these, the timing's kind of out of sync for my voice and the visuals for some reason. I don't know what might be causing that, or if that's just a normal thing. But it came with these scales that had been RIT dyed black, and they are pretty bad. So I was gonna like just do some sculpting on them and stuff and just play around in my garage, but I wasn't sure what to do if they didn't work out, which just because they're not in such good shape right now, I think it might not. So I splurged and dropped $100 on these, but it's cool that they were able to come out with this, just to come out with actual scales that you can replace. Very, very nice. Heavy, silky, smooth radio DJ voice. That's what it is. It's the resonance of the sound waves coming out of my mouth. Being radio DJ voice is, it breaks the sound barrier. No, okay, getting too technical here. Outside of my wheelhouse, I can talk cyber, not sound. That's not something I know well. Through a deep carry pocket clip on this guy as well. So now I've taken my very lame and sitting in a box Demco and made it quite a nice one. Bet I could scalp this on eBay for at least $500. What do you think? Should I scalp it, join the fun, go for profit? Oh, I think I have an extra, or just grab one of those $7 ones on eBay. Or you can spend $20 and get one Lynch clip. It's really not that expensive. I think they're like $20. I don't know if I think I posted this, but it may not have been a video that got a lot of coverage. Buddy, Durning Knives on Instagram, check him out for sure. This guy's got a collection that humbles mine. I think he's got twice as many knives as I do. He set me up with you see, that's a pocket. So pocket priorities, pocket clip for my everyday carry Demco, which is looking pretty good here. Oh, I know how to do this. It's got to be kind of weird that the audio is not catching up with the visuals because the sound of the knives must be going through. Steve, what's up, dude? Can I get someone to join me on this? Is there a way that I can invite someone to actually join me on this? Because I feel like I've got some good friends here that we could go live with. Why not? Maybe we can get real crazy and turn the camera around or something. That'd be scary. Audio sync's fine now? Okay. I'm looking at my computer and it's lagging like 5 seconds. Oh, no. Yep. Left, right, left. Maybe it's just my computer. I don't know. Maybe my computer is not up to date and that's what's going on. Maybe it's like I'm behind on the live stream. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Steve, I would join you, but I'm not wearing my clothes. Oh, he said makeup. Okay. Okay, good to hear that the timing's good. So I don't know what's going on with my computer. Maybe I'll just refresh my computer and see if it then catches up with the rest of you. So weird because you would think, oh, there we go. That's pretty good. Not terrible. All right. Question is, do you, if you can only have one knife, pick the VC Edge interface at 1.5 ounces or the Demco 8020 7.5 ounces? Go! Let's see your answers in the chat. VC Edge interface, 1.5 ounces, Demco 8020 7.5 ounces. You only get one knife for the rest of your life. Ooh, they're both so good, folks. They really are in their own ways. I'm gonna leave this one up here just in case our friend Lefty EDC joins on to make sure that he knows that I'm giving a plug for the Devo knives. I wouldn't want him to think I wasn't including my Devo in here. Just leave it up there in the corner just in case he joins, just to anti-troll him. The opposite of trolling. If I was trolling him, it'd be all like taken apart and look like I had an issue with it or something like that. Demco interface. We got a lot of, I'd say like a lot of both here. We got maybe 2 interface. You don't think that this 1/100th behind the edge is gonna last the rest of your life there, Steve? That thing is so insane. What? How did he do this? It doesn't even make sense. Look at that. How the heck did he do this? That's a knife. I sent it to another knife maker today, and he thought it was like an acid wash or something like that. I was like, that's carbon fiber. And somehow, despite the blade being like a fraction of an ounce, it still drops shut. It's remarkable. That thing is insane. Sandwiched M390 between, wait, are you saying that what do you think's chippier, M390 or carbon fiber? We kid the M390, come on. Bowler, they're German, they know what they're doing. It's all about the heat treat, right? It's not the steel. Oh, okay, Jeff's in here. Of course, Jeff says Demco. We knew what the answer was for that one. Jeff, is that because Jeff got kicked off on a different name, or just is that his normal name? Because I feel like Jeff gets banned everywhere he goes. Jeff's like the nicest guy that gets, like the kindness to ban ratio that Jeff has is remarkable. Such a nice guy that gets banned so often. We won't get into the why, but it's part of the character. Man, that's not a knife. This is knife. All right, yeah, it's your normal YouTube. So you're not banned. You're in good standing right now. That's right. I know that that's your normal YouTube. I haven't seen your comment from the very beginning. What am I saying? I think just because Alice said that's Jeff, maybe. I mean, I guess I could have confused it for someone else or something, but yeah, I knew it was Jeff, the Boba Fett. Boba Fett? Is that Boba Fett? I can't tell. It's kind of small. Is that a different guy? Yes. Oh, so that's how you pronounce it in text. Polhamus. Polhamus. We're having fun now. All right. So that was the first one. I think I saw like 2/3 pick Demco over the VC Edge interface. So let's try another one. Let's get real. Let's troll it here. Let's troll some people. Okay. Hinderer, full tie, drop shut, beauty. Or the Oz Silver Surfer Roosevelt. Which one do you pick? The Hinderer or the Oz? Go. That's you know, this would be an interesting decision for a lot of people here. Ooh, the Acid Wash. That's a trick answer there, my man Hungry. I have it here. Let me get it out for you. But that is a trick answer. All right. And you get your choice of finishes. How about that? You get your, wait, but in that case, we can't, that's cheating. So let's, in that case, hang on one sec. We're starting this one over. Don't. Okay, some people already picked Hinderer, so that's good. But now you get a choice. This one's we're changing up the game a little bit here. You either get one of these two Rosies, the Silver Surfer or the Acid Edged, if you haven't seen this yet. Woo! Acid Wash. So sick. So sick. All right. You either get one of those Silver Surfers or, that's right. That is not an easy one to get right there. What's up, Julian? Julian, folks, the new owner of a brown FSD in CPM 154. Actually, I didn't tell you this when you bought that from me, but that was my first one that I ever owned. So that's kind of a special one to me. I hope you enjoy that, man. Congrats. There you go. So one of these two Hinders. That's a Fullard non-flipper Battle Blue. Ooh, with the Blade Show plug on it. All right. Which, let me see what we got here. We got Rosie Demco. That's, hey, Alice. I was supposed to be trolling you. You can't be trolling me. That's not how this is working here. All right. Hinderer, Rosie, Hinderer, Roosevelt. That's pretty even there. Hinderer because I'm tired of the Oz Lottos. Justin, what's up, dude? Justin, by the way, out of Atlanta, Georgia, killer collector. This guy knows more about going to Blade Show than all of us combined. Does some damage when he shows up there, apparently. And I do mean the good kind when you spend a bunch of money. Fullard's Spear is nice, though. I agree, Steve. It is really nice. Oh, wow. He's here. Folks, Dirty Knives is in the building also. We've got trouble. If you thought that Alice and I were trolling each other, get ready for the troll under the bridge himself. Durning is here. All right, let's pull out because Julian's here. Ooh, this is a pretty good. We're gonna shift it up here. All right, this is a good one. We're gonna. That was a good one. I like the. I like that decision. That was fun. But now we're going to kick it up a notch because this is more nuanced, I think. You got two brown knives choices. The full zirconium Damasteel LHCX, or, and by the way, this is how I keep track of my brown knives because all the boxes look the same. And because I keep them in boxes like a total wanker. Because, you know, I'm a collector nerd and I don't have a better way of doing it yet. All right. Chunky, what's up, my dog? Aren't you supposed to be working on some legal papers or something like that? Mini FSD, pattern 2. This one is CPM 154, number 96. This is the first one that I got. And then this the first LHCX that I got. And look at that. Oh, it's so drop shut. Oh my gosh. And Zerka tie clip, Zerka tie backspacer. Look at that hardware. Some sort of like rainbow ano on there. All right, let's see what we got here. Cortex, come on. That's not Derny. I knew he was gonna start trolling. As soon as he got here, I was just like, oh boy, here we go. Put this guy on the microphone so that's an even playing field and he has to answer some questions as well. All right, giving away all his possessions. Yeah, if you knew one of the knives that I let go this week, Andy, you might actually think I was giving away all my possessions. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about what that one was because I'm still upset about it. FSD. Wow, the crowd has spoken. Not a single LHCX. Not in vogue anymore. Look at that. Not in vogue, folks. Look at that beautiful knife, though. My God. Someone's going to want it. Someone's going to want it. This is a giveaway? Yeah, no, this is not a giveaway. Let's see. Thought I only did Rosie's. Apparently you missed the whole 200 videos on Demcos. I did a couple videos on Demcos, if you don't know that. That is the truth. I bet right now you're going, okay, so this guy actually has these knives because I thought it was special effects. I unfortunately do. As Durning can attest, they take up a lot of space. As Jeff can attest, as actually half the people on here can attest. All right, let's see. Let's change gears a little bit here on these knives and go with a slightly different approach. Where the heck did I? Okay, here we go. Let me put this Zerk. Every time I get this thing out, I'm definitely afraid of scratching it. Let me get that thing in its protective case, and then we're going to do something crazy. Do I like the mini FSD or the full-size version better? Thomas Owens. It's a really good question. It's one I go back and forth on, and I'll actually explain why. Let's pull out a couple of them. We'll do this first, and then we're going to go back to knife comparisons. By the way, I think Kevin would be sad if I didn't show you the action on his stout if he was to be here. Just so you know, that's pretty drop shot. All right, let me explain my take on the FSD full size versus mini. Help if I had the mini. Hang on. Technical problems. All right. Jeff likes the full size better. Jeff likes everything big. He is a big knife guy. I would hate to see Jeff's gas bill because I got a feeling he's got a big car. All right, so I'm going to answer this question, and then we can maybe get into some other ones here. Why do I like the full size slightly more than the mini? And it's slightly, because if it's for an EDC use case, I like the mini more just because priorities, right? Pocket priorities, that's my name. So definitely for EDC, you go mini. What I found when I first got this in hand was that it feels a little cramped in my hand. It's not everyone, but for me, it did feel a little cramped in my hand. So it depends probably on your hand size a little bit. One of my other buddies just handled one of each for the first time, and he really liked this more. So I think for carry, I like this one more, but for overall feel in hand and just sort of size and badassness, I don't think a lot of people realize how big this knife is. If you haven't seen these two side by side, that's how big this sucker is. And I don't think it really shows as big as it is in some of the pictures. So that is a big badass knife. As you can see, it kind of bounces off the bottom there. when it lands. I'm just holding the button in so it bounces when it comes down. I mean, that's a lot of blade. Now he did do a good job of reducing it. Look at that. How did this happen? Who saw that? This is not recorded. This is live. I don't even remember how this happened. Did I get it on the FSD? Did I pinch myself? I don't think so. Now we're having fun. We're bleeding live on YouTube. All right, not sure where that came from. But the way it kind of bounces just kind of speaks to the size of it. However, he does such an aggressive hollow ground that he has such a big blade and it's still pretty light. I think this thing only weighs like 5.5 ounces. So I personally, when I'm sitting here, the way it braces into my hand, sorry, that was a very long answer to say the way it braces into my hand just feels a little better. So I like the full size a little more in terms of like deployment, but I like the mini more for carry. So gosh, me being long-winded, who would have thought, right? All right, let's get this stuff out of the way. Let's clear the blood and see what the next question was. I thought I saw something about the winter blade. What do you think of winter blade slingshot? Do I need to Google this? What's the winter blade slingshot? Is that one of his models? Winter blade slingshot. Winter blade slingshot. Is this something on his Instagram? Can someone link me maybe to the slingshot? Trying to find the winter blade slingshot here. I have no idea what that is, so I can't weigh in on the winter blade slingshot unless it's actually a slingshot that uses magnets, in which case I'm in. I'm definitely answering that drop if that's what it is. Slingshot, slingshot, slingshot. I don't know. You know, he's done so many of these different designs. Like I've seen 20 different ways that he's figured out how to deploy a knife. It's pretty cool. It's on his Instagram. Can I just like search slingshot here on this page? No. Yeah, someone's got to like link me in the chat or something, and then maybe I can weigh in on it. But I don't know. However, since you mentioned it, let's pull one of those out and let's do a, what would you prefer Chinese knives? So let's do the winter blade factor. Woo! Rings. Rings so good. And winter blade factor, and what's another? Ooh. Oh, this is a good one. Now the thing about this is this knife's not as well known. I'm gonna do one of two. So first we're gonna do winter blade factor versus the Grambo Russ. Also Chinese made, just dropped that video today. Actually, you know, it's funny, my amigo there, Mr. Redbeard, Redbeard Bruce, I do have like 3 Oz prize bars coming in. Thanks, Jeff, because he got me a version 1. But I have like 1 more on the way, and then, you know, because basically a guy offered me to do a trade on a pry bar. And you know what that leads to is me working all night on trying to find 1 pry bar, which leads to me buying 3 pry bars. And I don't even know what pry bars are for. What do you do with it? What do you do with a pry bar? Like, seriously, do you open your beer? That's what I'm wondering. Is it for beers? I've got 2 on the way. 1's spoken for on a trade for an Oz pen. And then I'm potentially talking about 2 more now that I think about it. So Jeff, if you need yours back, just let me know. I would really love to keep the V1 for myself. That one I'm not going to trade, by the way, if that gets here and you don't want it back. Dean, what is happening, brother? Good to see you on here. Man, this is a lot of, you know what's really interesting, guys, is that like I have a lot of one-on-one relationships with a lot of you. Some of you are in this, if you're not in it, get in the Rangers group on, you know, if you know Lefty EDC has this Rangers group on Facebook. So I do have some more than one-on-one relationships with some of you because you're in that group and we all kind of, you know, get together and talk shit. But a lot of you aren't in there. So I have like one-on-one relationships with like Justin, like Chunky, you're kind of in there with Durning and stuff, but like, I know you and I have our one-on-one relationship a little bit. One-on-one with Thunderlight, because he's been commenting on my videos. I feel like Thunderlight somehow found me in like my first week before I had like 10 views on the channel. Somehow this guy was on there going, you know what I love? I love the banter, man. I just want to talk about the banter, the wee banter. It's so good. Somehow he found my channel. Maybe because I had a wee banter in the picture back then. I don't know if I do anymore. Julian got introduced to me from someone else, so we're developing a one-on-one relationship. Who else is in here that's kind of like you maybe don't know everyone else? Sensor, you've been definitely, on the channel for a while, so you've probably seen some of these other guys. Old Dominion EDC. I've seen a lot of these names here, but none of you have really gotten to, you've probably seen each other comment, but then there's this other group of folks because, you know what, let me share the link here to the Rangers group. I'll make this real easy for you. I don't know if it's invite only, but it's called Shadow Rangers. And it's just a group of really good humans associated with Lefty EDC. Can I pin that or something? Let me see here. Pin. You would think I've done this before or something. Did your Demco get delivered? That Jeff, good to see it. Jeff, by the way, was the guy that won the Demco and then was generous enough to sell it back to me when he bought a fancier knife. If it says delivered to agent, it probably means it's sitting in my lockbox. I don't have like a mailbox you can just open. It has like a key and it's like a shared lockbox, and that means it's sitting in there. So hopefully I'll be able to run down there and grab it. And then I actually need to take some pictures of it because I never got pictures of that in the first place. It's interesting you mentioned that, Jeff, about USPS, because although I've had like a couple little scares, my God, I've been sending stuff on like Friday and Saturday, and it's getting there on like Monday and Tuesday. Like they are killing the turnaround times with just basic priority. Sometimes I even just go real cheap and go with first class, and the freaking packages get there way faster than guaranteed. It is amazing how good USPS has been doing for me. Use pirateship.com though, and if you have something higher value, I usually insure half of it just to like protect my downside on a more expensive knife. Like I don't insure a knife under $500 usually, but I'll like on a knife that's like 700 to 1,000 plus, I'll usually insure half, just so if I lose it, like 1,000 really hurts, 500 sucks, but it doesn't hurt quite as bad. So Pirate Ship has good insurance. It's like $1 per 100. Today I insured something for $3.20 extra for $400 in insurance. So I use Pirate Ship, print it up, you get 20% off. So instead of $10 for a small rate package, you pay $8 for it. And then you get $100 of insurance from USPS, $3 more. If you want to spend $11, you're getting $400 in total insurance, I think is how it works, or $500 in total insurance. Strongly recommend pirateship.com. If you're not understanding what I'm saying, because I'm talking too quickly and my parents never taught me how to enunciate, I'm going to type it here, pirateship.com. I don't have any kickbacks for that, but that is a damn good resource that a lot of us use. Use Pirate Ship. USPS doesn't even pay out. Yeah, do not use the actual USPS insurance. I use the Pirate Ship insurance, and it's cheaper. It costs a lot less too. So I feel like people I get these boxes and they say like $27 shipped to me, and it took 3 days. And I'm shipping stuff in 3 days for half the price or less with insurance. So keep that in mind. New Zealand, I got nothing for you. I don't personally ship to and from the Kiwi Island myself. That would be a risk I'm not willing to take. I apologize, my friend from down under. I know maybe down under is only Australia. I don't know. I'm going to stop talking about New Zealand because I don't know the content and the subject matter, and I'm going to look like an idiot. Mike Person, what is up, dude? How are you feeling, man? Mike is also a very impressive collector. I'd say Mike probably has some of the nicest like knives on average of any collector I've run across. There's like 3 or 4 people that come to mind that just have really nice knives. Oh, you have done international through Pirate Ship, huh? It's good to know. I haven't. I have in terms of I've sent to Canada, but not New Zealand. Screw that. That sounds terrible. Pneumonia? Bummer. Yes, not fun. Showing your Evos and Wakas earlier today. Yeah. Mike has some really impressive knives. I only go over 1,000 on very particular brands. I gotta get a Waka. That's pretty impressive. That was really nice. So if anyone doesn't know, my Waka is already spoken for. It's going over to Alicord Paracord and Jeff. So that's not my waka. A lot of people gave me congrats, by the way. Alice and Jeff, a lot of people congratulated me on your knife. So I got to take some credit for owning something I didn't own. Thank you for letting it dock at my house for a little bit and get on the channel. Did you get one of the MagnaCut factors, dude? Okay, you want to know the story of B. Walsh on the MagnaCut factor? And this will tell you a little bit of, every once in a while I'm selfish, and every once in a while I am selfless. The MagnaCut factor, Jeff sent me a link. Thank you, Jeff. That was awesome. And instead of ordering the knife, I sent it to Durning and Knife Digger, my Reddit bros from other hoes. Brothers from Other Mothers, I think, is much more PC in 2023, sorry. And in that time that I sent them the link, and I was on my phone too, so I was on a business trip. I tried to then go back and buy the MagnaCut factor, and they were gone. I guess only 80 of them were made, and they sold pretty quick. So that was very sad, very sad. It's all right. I'm not gonna probably use it anyways. So the M390 should do for my YouTube video. It should have plenty of edge retention and toughness for YouTube videos. I'd actually really like to carry one of these sometime. I just haven't done it yet. Now that I have them, I might as well. I could see myself carrying this little guy. It's certainly a conversation starter. Alice, you have one? Oh, good for you. That's awesome. Congrats on babysitting the waka. Thank you. That could be a new service. Just baby. What do you think the price per hour would be for babysitting knives? We pay our babysitter $17 an hour. I have more experience than she does, so 18 an hour? 18 an hour, and I'll babysit your knife for 4 hours in the afternoon after work. Knife Digger equals Evo Heart. That's right. That is exactly what he equals. Knife Digger is definitely one of my favorite characters that I've run into in the knife community. An amazing resource. Oh, if anyone doesn't know the story, we should tell the story, Durning, about how we all met. All right. Actually, perfectly appropriate. Let's talk about this knife. This isn't the one where I actually met these guys, but what happened was I was like very new to Reddit. I think I had like 2 purchases and neither of them were actually documented. And someone posted a Rosie that looked just like this, but regular hardware instead of the proprietary in the Zerk hardware. And man, I was like, oh, dude, I love that acid wash finish. But this dude named Knife Digger got it before I could. And so I just messaged him, hey, if you ever decide to sell that knife, I could be your friend, which is actually how I've met probably a few of you on here. And I will say, a way I've gotten a lot of stuff. In fact, one of those pry bars that I have on the way was from me just messaging someone out of the blue that had posted something. A lot of people wonder how I get all these knives, and I say stuff like I'm everywhere. And actually, I've sold probably more than half the knives I've owned. But how do I get these very hard to find knives at such a fast speed? Certainly, things like Reddit and watching out for posts, blade forums, which I've actually started to back off a little on just because it's a little tedious, but is certainly an amazing resource. ISO posts, so in search of posts, have been some of the best ways to find stuff. And then just randomly messaging either the seller or the buyer for a transaction that you see of something that's kind of interesting has been an amazing way to A, meet people for me, and B, find knives that either someone bought and then they have a disappointed experience on, or decide, they've made an emotional decision, and or, then they just sell you something else. So those are some of the main ways I do it, is look for posts, just randomly message like 5 people. Got 2 of these in a 12-hour period by messaging people, by putting up an ISO post, got me one, and then messaging people that had sold them. And then the guy that sold one told me that another guy was selling one. And I got 2 of these in like a 12-hour period. I creepy stalk people on Reddit and Facebook and annoy them. Yeah, that's it too. That actually reminds me, I need to follow up with a guy that has a knife I really want. I really want someone actually asked me about whether I was selling one today, but a brown exponent. And this one guy has this amazing exponent that he YOLO'd on freaking the brown Facebook group. And I was so sad that I missed it. It was a really good deal, full dress Timascus exponent. A couple of us saw that and all were very sad that we missed it. But I'm gonna, unfortunately for that guy, give him a hard time for the rest of his life. Sorry. It's exponent number 6 too. Super sick. I don't know if I can show something on the screen. I don't see a good way to do that. But this poor guy on Facebook, yeah, I'm gonna be bothering him for a while. I'm gonna go ask him how my knife's doing right now, actually. All right, I got that one bookmarked. What did I miss? I was talking a lot. What did other people say here? Alice, you won a Pulsar. Congratulations, Alice, for winning Metal Complex's Pulsar. Durning asked a great question today. What did it smell like? What did Metal Complex's Pulsar smell like? It's a really important question, I think. We all want to know, Alice. Cheap cologne, hops 9 lubricant, or was it just the smell of napalm in the morning? Which of those 3? Because I know it's only one of those 3. Or just enthusiasm. Did Metal Complex's knife smell like enthusiasm? Because I feel like that's generally the secretion that he emits is enthusiasm. The gym locker room. That guy does look pretty yoked. I could definitely see his knife smelling like the gym locker room. Just imagine every knife you buy from Metal Complex has been in Metal Complex's stinky gym shorts, his polyester gym shorts, and he doesn't wash them. By the way, I've heard there's a rumor that Metal Complex does not wash his gym shorts. Ariat jeans and Hinderer sweat. Wait, did I pronounce that right? Ariat jeans and Hinderer sweat. That's good. Oh, Hinderer. Oh, you know what I'm really excited about? E-Knives had a drop tonight, and I got the matching Battle Blue 3-inch. It's not fullered, but it's a non-flipper. And then I went over to DLT, and they had the matching titanium Battle Blue scale. So now I've got a matching Battle Blues 3.5 and 3-inch. So thank you to I can't name this guy, unfortunately, but he's the one that's been sharing some of the knives that you've seen on the channel. And he's chosen to remain anonymous, so I won't list his name, but really good guy. In fact, maybe he's on, I don't know. I don't actually remember if I know what his YouTube name is. But man, this guy is like on it on the Hinderer stuff. I helped him get some Demcos, and he's greatly helped me with Hinderer stuff because he's a big Hinderer collector. He gravitates toward the Stonewash, which I love too, but I actually really like this Battle Blue one. That's definitely my favorite Hinderer that I have right now. His lucky gym shorts that help him be enthusiastic about every geyser. That's really good, Steve. Yeah, I think there's a little, like, I am really picky when it comes to like a overseas knife. I don't know. And I'm not, and you know, if you watch the channel, like I do have my cheap Chinese knives that I really like the CGRB Pyrite, but man, they have to be really good. And part of it's that, like, even when they're good, like this Grambo Russ has a lot of hype around it, there's still something not quite the same about it. And I can't quite put my finger on it. Maybe after I handle another 1,000 knives, I've probably handled about 1,000 knives if I had to guess. I don't go to shows and stuff, so I probably haven't handled as many as a lot of you, but probably about 1,000 knives. There's something kind of rounded. That's like the best way I can describe it. When I think of like the way that this Hinderer feels, it's extremely crisp and concise, and there's something about the tolerance that's a sharp edge to me. That would be the best way I could explain it. I'd say the same for the Demcos. Even the Demco Taiwanese knives, actually really good in the feel. That sort of sharp edge is what I would call it. There's something about knives, and there's like a few, like the Secure by Design, I am in cybersecurity, sorry. The Sharp by Design Mini Tempest, I don't really feel this so much on, but there's something soft about the way the knife lands into its like detent that's like characteristic of Chinese knives. And I haven't quite figured out how to articulate it yet. I'm still working on it, but it's not something I see in these like high quality milled American knives that are just and raw metal and tight tolerances. And I don't know if there's actually like a difference in the manufacturing process or the care that goes into it. I know certainly with the Oz Roosevelt, you know, having listened to Daniel Oz on one of his podcasts, the way that they assemble the knife at the end and the care they put into it takes more time than the milling itself. And, you know, things like that. And I imagine in China, they actually do quite a bit of that. Like I have a ton of respect for Chinese manufacturing from multiple elements of my life, as not just to do with knives, but multiple elements of my life. Chinese manufacturing is really remarkable. But some of these knives and the way that they're put together just play in a different game. Oh, the Kubi, dude, I just dropped it off today. Sorry, Durning. I really wish the Kubi was here. That would have been really good. That's like the troll knife for this first live stream. You've got to get a J cape in your hand. Oh, my friend, what is up, dude? US Patriot. I won't say your name on here, but also a really good dude, active in some of the Facebook groups. You can say your name on here if you want, but yeah, I've heard. I'm glad you like that J cape. Our buddy Knife Digger is big on it. Durning just got it, and he felt. Yeah, sorry, that is a Grambo Russ right there, which has a lot of hype on it, and there's a lot of cool elements on it, like the see-through here. But it's very good, but still not the same, and I can't quite again put my finger on it. But the J cape, what did you think of that, Durning? Maybe you can weigh in on it because you just got one in hand, and you've had Rosie's in your hand and V-Sedge interface and Brown and everything. Curious, you know, to me, it's definitely maybe a level up from what I've seen. Maybe something in between like the Grambo Russ and the, you know, the Evo or something like that. The Evo does have really good action, made in Russia, I believe. Who knows what the actual truth is? But, you know, if you believe the communists, then it's made in Russia, not China. Let's see. That's a joke, by the way. I know that can be come across the wrong way. Went through my pork chops like magic. So good for cutting the pork chops. How was the action on the J cape? Multiple deployment methods. I do love the multiple deployment methods for sure, but I actually don't like the nimble. I can't like be flipping knives open with all this stuff out here. I'm going to leave that out there for entertainment value. The nimble also, a ton of deployment models, and like you want to like it, but I just can't get with it. I've tried what now, Durning 3 from you and 1 from myself. I got the liner lock one. I don't know. These $200 to $500 Chinese knives. I actually have more trouble with that than I do with a $50 Chinese knife. Like, you know what I just ordered in the past day? New knives that I've ordered in the past day. I have ordered a $34 Kubi Momentum and including the scale, $630 Hinderer with tie scale. Like, that's almost how it has to work for me. Like, I really struggle with the in-between for some reason. Like this one, if this was $50, would be so freaking good. I guess they do have the baby banter, but like for 108, I struggle with it. It is still a really good knife, although it does need more room to get to the freaking liner lock, because I feel like that is very hard to get to. Drop shut, but $108 for a G10. Like if this was titanium for 108, I feel pretty good about it. But man, these knives were definitely something that helped me get into knives, and I do still appreciate them. And At the end of the day, this could be your only one knife and you'd be good. Don't get me wrong. But like if you're getting the details of how a knife feels, that is where under 100 I can do Chinese. Over 100 I get really sensitive about it. This is one of few that I've liked. I think Kevin did a really nice job on this. I gave it a very good review last year. And you know, the materials are super premium the way you put this together. You got tie liners. You've got you know, like M390 blade steel, really good action. He partnered with QSP. They got the detent right. Like everything was done right on this. But damn, it's freaking expensive. Like it hurts me to say I have this $300 plus. He talked me into these, and I'm glad he did. Awesome carbon fiber replacement scales. Man, that's a lot of money in a Chinese knife. That hurts me. That hurts me a lot. But great knife, great knife, great knife. That's probably like one of my favorite right now, Chinese. Like this guy, the Pyrite, the Kubi Momentum is just blowing my mind. Oh, let's pull out some more Chinese knives. Where are they? I hide them from myself so I don't know where they are. Where are those guys? Oh, here we go. Civivi. What is this one? Oh yeah, there she is. I should just have, you know, I put this one away. I should just keep this one out. I should keep this one out. This thing is so freaking good. I don't know why they got rid of this. It is really good. Nice hollow grind on it. Pretty damn good action. It was like $89. I think I got it on White Mountain Knives maybe for another 10% off or something like that. Holy smokes, that's a good knife. Like the carbon fiber, gosh, that's a good one. That's a Chinese knife that I can appreciate at a price I can appreciate. It gets to go and hang out with the group here. All right, what do we got in the chat? I'm ranting too much. Love that Damascus. I do too, man. It is really very nicely done. I'm a big sucker for Damascus. You probably see in my collection, I don't have a lot of it. I just ordered today with my local knife maker. If you saw my video, I stopped by Northern Blades here in Bellingham, and he finally, after like 2 months, has bandwidth, and I put in an order for 2 knives. And my EDC, it's gonna be a small little fixed blade. It's actually gonna look pretty much like this, but a fixed blade. It's gonna be pretty cool. And that is going to be a Damascus. And we're working through the patterns right now, but I think it's going to be really cool. You know what it's going to be? It's going to be a ladder Damascus. It's going to look kind of like that Herman that Metal Complex has. I think that's like one of my favorite Damascus looks. And then you got a fixed blade. I'm really excited. I hope it turns out well and I can show it on the channel. I designed it with him, mostly myself. He actually even offered me to come by and make it myself, which I'm very tempted to do. If I had more time, I'd be making that knife. That'd be really cool. Durning, real name? You know me, just sent Diamond Type Pulsar. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Durning is our friend that's doing the, yeah, you know now. Yeah, you're good. More into high-end Chinese knives until I realized for the price of 2, I could get 1 great American CNC knife. I agree. It's a good point. If you can win the lottery. Woo. Oh, I thought Durning was a chatbot. I mean, he's definitely, if he is a chatbot, he's AI. Like, and someone put in there, like, what'd be the funniest thing you could say in every situation? And that was like the premise for the AI to like go down its little AI path. What, by the way, I started watching this like Knife Guys episode this week, and Metal Complex started talking about AI, which is not a topic that he's an authority on, and I turned it off after 1 minute. I love Metal Complex, but I want to hear him talk about knives. I don't know about AI. I understand the rosy hype, but every time I pulled it out, I wished it was bigger. Same thing my wife says to me all the time. It's just a way of life, my friend. Rosie just felt small. Alice, we share the MC giveaway. Ba-ba-ba. My knife smelled of high and Monster energy. Nice, man. Monster, I don't know. I haven't drinking that for a long time. That looks like something that is definitely made to either kill you or addict you. I don't know which one it's going to do first. It's kind of like COVID. It'll either kill you or make you stronger. Maybe, I don't know. U.S. Patriot. I wish it was bigger, but the ergos are crazy good. That's the thing about the Rosie that I feel like gets missed. When that blade comes out and it sits so flush between those two scales, and not every knife is like that. I'm going to pick on Demco for a second. You see the difference there? How that gap sits right in there? That just doesn't feel as good to choke up on. When you choke up on this, it feels like it's the handle because it's actually the most comfortable part of the knife is this forward choil. It's remarkable. It's just a brilliant design because now your most comfortable part is the choke up point instead of the least comfortable part on most knives. So it just gives you so much space in the knife. A brilliant design. That's why I think if you know the story, if you watched my video or you heard Daniel Osborne or another person talk about the story, he went and handed these to people at Blade Show and they were like, don't change anything. He said, give it to me honest. What would you change? Apparently there was some blade play in the V1 prototype. But anyways, yeah, I agree. I do feel like this never feels small to me in hand. It feels a little thin to me. I can definitely understand that, my friend. But I know you also like really big knives, and I definitely can say this does feel a lot bigger. Sometimes I think it's just the weight of the Roosevelt more so than like the size of it that makes it feel that way. You could say the same thing about this. This is a massive knife and it feels very fragile just because it's so light. But I got a feeling you could really use this. He and his dad apparently have really put theirs through the ringer and never had issues with them after, he's been making these for a couple of years or whatever. Yes, if you give like Durning an in to start pushing it, stepping over the line, he'll step not over the line, he'll step over the next line after that for sure. You gotta be careful. I got some inside news from Metal Complex on the Tactile Maverick. Apparently there was some blade play in the V1 prototype, so they have a V2 to fix it, which is why it's delayed. That's a bummer, but at the same time, I'm glad they're taking care of it. It's actually very common. I've talked about this on the channel. With the axis lock, it's very hard to make this knife drop shut and have no blade play. I think I have seen that on axis lock knives, but my bug out, I've not gotten it to that like drop shut point, and then it has zero blade play. So I just think the axis lock design, because of the way the mechanics are in here, and essentially you're taking your standoff and making it mobile, right? So I mean, just think about, you do have that one up there that pinches it, but like there's not really anything here to keep things together. And especially, I don't know, I mean, the Maverick has tie scales, so you wouldn't think it would be a problem. But anyway, I do think the axis lock does come with its drawbacks. There's a lot of benefits, but interesting to hear that. Now, I want to thank any one of you that actually responded to my request to use my link for your tactile knife signups for the Maverick, because that got me really high on the waiting list. I was at number 649, I think, and I am now down like below 50. I'm going to log in right now and see what it is. But I really appreciate that because that'll get it on the channel much sooner. I am now, uh-oh, that's not showing it. What's going on here? The Maverick. I don't know if they changed the website. Oh, number 27 on the waiting list. So thank you for, I put that on a couple different places on Instagram and on YouTube. And some of you used my link to sign up for it, and that really accelerated my ability to get one of the first ones. So number 12, this guy's a hustler. Andrew, well done. Damn, number 12 on the list. It's kind of like basketball trades. Like, who do I got to give you to get number 12? And you'll get number 27 pick, and I'll get number 12 pick. And then I give you a Kubi momentum. No, I'm kidding. I don't know who Torba is here. Andrew Torba is a hustler, though. Either got in very early or Blade shows, NYCKS, smaller show, usually Demco. Here you go. I'm excited for that high-end tactile folder to come out. It's supposed to have a whole deployment. Oh, that's cool. I hadn't heard of that one. That sounds awesome. And that's a crazy thing about Tactile is like, man, the price, $299. What a way into market for them. I know they have this like crazy efficiency on their manufacturing because of the pens. You know, they got their whole business started making these pens that are super precision. Like, see if you can see here the seam. I don't know how clear the live stream is versus a normal video that I record, but see if you can see the seam up here on the front of the pen. Like, their tolerances are insanely tight. There it is. Did you see that coming? And now where did it go? Unbelievable. That's really impressive. It is very hard to see that. Like, you have to be really looking close. $100. This to me, it's the only pen. I only own one high-end pen. This is it. I was one and done. Very nice. It's not like crazy, by the way. Like, it's a little hollow feeling, just a tad. Like, it's 75%, 80% of the way there for me. But for $100, I was like, why do I need another pen? This is great. I'm just gonna replace the ink when I need it. Anyway, table price $2,000 or $2,500 for Demcos. Yeah, if that's what we're talking about. 8022. Yeah, they're expensive, man. It is a beautiful, beautiful knife, though. Beautiful knife. We'll pull that guy out. Since it's my first live stream, why not? You know what the problem is with taking all these knives out is the amount of time since I leave them in the packages that I have to put them in and out. It is really time. Someone's got to show me the right, because I see these Pelican cases, but then they never come with those holes in it. And I don't know where you get those like Pelican with the holes for the knives. So I've seen a lot of people have them, but I haven't researched it. I think it's about time I just finally pony up and get one of those stupid Pelican cases. Because taking knives in and out of the boxes is a terrible way to spend my life. Thank you. Thank you for sending the link. Or yeah, thank you for sending it when you do. Drinking some water. That's not a bong. Don't worry about it. By the way, that sticker right there, I don't know if it's appeared on the channel before, but my buddy is the owner and master brewer at Lost Giants Cidery in Bellingham. If you ever have a chance to drink some Lost Giants cider, try and find the rosé. He makes it with these sort of reddish apples that are local. I can't remember what kind of apples it is. It's like the best cider I've ever had. Lost Giants Cidery, Bellingham, Washington. Kick ass. Automog does great pens. Or Otmog. I'll have to check those out. Nalpac cases, okay. Apache cases. Built mine off Amazon. Harbor Freight has good ones. Okay, thank you, Mike. Foam is pick apart to your liking. Interesting. Mike, it does work well. Does it, Thunderlight? Does it work as well as the banter? That is the question. Nalpac's the one? I'm off the rosy subject. After seeing a pic of the rosy next to the Wii Mini Malice, I took a chance and grabbed one. So far, great decision. Contoured. Scales makes it feel like a larger in hand and fits the rosy with the button. Huh, Wii Mini Malice. That thing did look really like well put together. But does it feel like if you were to close your eyes, could you tell it was Chinese? Could you tell? Sorry, that actually didn't sound right. And I'm not like a huge nationalist, so don't get me wrong, but just feeling wise on your knife, can you tell it's made in China? That is the question I'm asking you. Can you tell that the Wii Mini Malice is made in China? Close your eyes, hold your breath. You got a gun to your head. You've never handled it before. Multitasking. John Brees knows what I'm talking about. Thank you. That's awesome. Wow, that's expensive, by the way. These Pelican cases aren't cheap. $214. I was hoping for like $50 made in China. I want my case to be made in China. I want my knife to be made in the US. Is that too much to ask? I can usually tell which Chinese you can tell which factory it comes from. You've handled a lot of knives. That's awesome. I mean, I guess I'm starting to get that. Like, I could definitely tell that this is QSP. I could tell, would I know? These guys do their own, right? They don't work with one of the main ones like Best Tech or Riyadh or something like that. They do their own manufacturing at CJRB. If anyone knows that, that'd be interesting to know. Oh, Harbor Freight's a generic Pelican. Nice. I wonder where it's made, Mike. Apache case was $40 from Harbor Freight. All right. Riyadh is really good, I have to say. Like, really good. That's where this Grambo Russ is made, if I recall correctly. It's not Best Tech, right? It's Riyadh? I think it's Riyadh. Apache case. All right. Harbor Freight, that's the business. There's one right here in Bellingham, Washington. I'll go get one. Thank you. And then I could keep all my pretties available without... The only thing was before I didn't have the boxes labeled. Now I'm starting to label the boxes. I can now keep the knives out of the boxes and know which boxes to put them back in. But like the Demco is like, they don't label the Demco custom boxes. And I don't know, I'm like Mr. Collector, so I try and keep shit straight. Anyway. All right, let's do one more game. Let's mix it up a little bit and let's do another. You know what? Let's do the Chinese knife thing I never got to do. Let's do that. So now that they've been sitting out here for a while, I'm afraid to put all these knives down. I don't have to like space for them. All right, over here, over here. We'll just, you know what we'll do? We'll do like a, what would you call this? We'll do like a Coliseum. And in the middle will be the battle of the knives. All right, high-end Chinese knives. No one really ever voted on this one. So what would be your high-end Chinese knife between the Grambo Russ and the Factor? Grambo Russ, Factor. I do have a couple slip joints, Dean, but not a lot. Actually, I think the one I was about to grab is actually in my bedroom right now. What I do have a lot of is like Victorinox. So like technically that's kind of a slip joint. Maybe you would disagree. I sold my tactile ones. I honestly, I don't know. I like, if I'm going to do a slip joint, I just want it to be a Victorinox because then I get more tools. That's the best way I can put it. So, all right, I got a Grambo Russ. Factor. Nested liner for the win. It is really nice. That is really nicely done. Very impressive. But what's better than a nested liner? Magnets. I have, Edgar, thank you for the question. Will I explore Shirogorov knives? I have, and I've just not loved them. I just find that they're very sensitive to lock bar pressure, and they're flipper for the most part only. And that's two things that just do not sit very well with me. So I have not gone very deep into them because of that. I think I've handled two of them and sort of started to back off after that. Just didn't really float my boat. I think that the fit and finish on the Shirogorovs are really nice. The action, like when it's flying out, and the sounds and stuff are nice. The drop shut. I am impressed with the fit and finish of the Shirogorovs, but I put that, you know, like I have to really enjoy handling the knife, and I just, for some reason, sort of like Holtz, I'm also very impressed with. I will never say a bad thing about it. If you like the format of a Shirogorov or a Holt, I have so much respect for those and for Grimsmo or however you pronounce it. But they're just not like high-end flippers aren't really my thing. I have one high-end flipper that I just sold, and it's one of my regrets. I was just talking about it earlier. I have two regrets that I sold this year. One of them is that NCC MK1S. Some guy convinced me to sell it to him, and nice guy, don't get me wrong, but man, I miss it. That's one of my regrets. Let's see, factor for the fidget factor. So I got a rust factor. It's pretty evenly split here on the rust and the factor, which I think is very that's very characteristic, right? This is a very, to me, this is kind of what I wanted a Chris Reeve knife to be. I could say that about the SBK Lamia as well, or Lamia. I still don't know. Can someone write, is it Lamia or is it Lamia? Lamia or Lamia? Lamia or Lamia? Anyone know? I gotta go listen to the guy. I'm sure he talks about it and says the name of his knife. Alex Steingraber, I think is his name. But yeah, is it Lamia, which would be LA space MIA, or is it Lamia? If someone knows, that'd be awesome. Same thing here though, where I feel like this is kind of what I wanted a Chris Reeve knife to be for $500. I do struggle with this for a $1,000 secondary price. It's very smooth. It's definitely, the handle is really nice in hand. When it is deployed, it is definitely nice. I wish it had a little jimping on the top, would be the one ask for deployed feel. But you're not going to see me collecting like 10 Lamias. Lamia. Okay, according to Alex, Lamia. So you're not going to see me collecting the Lamias. Well, just because it's not really what I enjoy, but I do appreciate that Mike sold this to me, so thank you. It is definitely very good on the deployment, albeit a little muted because of the washers. I'm sure over time, like someone's trying to buy it from me, and he's talking about immediately polishing the washers and trying to make it more drop shut or whatever. That is very hard to get to shake down. This one's a little harder also than the one that Durning lent me. So this one's very new, as Mike pointed out. He didn't use it much. So I'm sure over time it might work in. But you know what? This is actually a great bake-off. This is a great bake-off, even though I just talked shit about it for about 5 minutes. Yeah, take your pick. Rosie or Lamia? Purple person. That's funny. Good night, Dean. Thanks for joining, man. Rosie, purple. Rosie. Yeah, just a little more fun. Just the action. I don't know. You know, they say this guy, what's his name? This one, by the way, has real issues on the thumb deployment. I don't know what it is. I got this one used. I'm going to open that one up and clean it up. But most of them don't have that issue and are pretty darn good on the thumb deployment. Rosie beats all. Yeah. A lot of knives drop better than the Pulsar. The $34 Kubi Momentum drops a lot better. In fact, that drops better than the Rosie. So what were we talking about? No, I forgot. That's what happens. I like get my train of thoughts going. We were talking about the Rosie, the deployment, the Lamia, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Lost my train of thought. Let's pick out two more. The Rosie won that one. I was talking about Mike. I don't know. Boom. Keep that one on the screen. That one's fun. Okay, we're going to pick, this is a fun one, because this one is like one of the more polarizing knives, I think, in my collection. In fact, these are two polarizing knives. This is a really good one here. Rockstead Higo 2CF, $1,500 new, but you get them both for free and you can't sell them. You have to keep them. All right, you want to see the Waka? We'll bring that one out next. We'll bake that one off. That one's going to be, I know exactly what to do with the Waka, Alice. Thank you for that. Hinderer, full tie, drop shut. By the way, on bearing or on washers, but holy moly, it is so smooth. It's a real pleasure. Rockstead or the Hinderer, and then we're gonna bring out the Waka after this. Ooh, a couple Rockstead takers. Rockstead, tough one. Hinderer, but barely. Hinderer, the knife, not the person. Indeed, I think that's a pretty universal opinion at this point. Not that I've ever met the man. I actually don't know what everyone doesn't like about Hinderer. It sounds like some sort of bigotry or something. I don't actually know what happened, but I'm just like, okay, Hinderer's got a bad rap for something, and I don't even know what it is, personally. I don't really, as you can see, I kind of emerged out of nowhere. Someone pointed out the other day, like, dude, what the hell? You just came out of nowhere. And I'm like, yeah, I did kind of just come out of nowhere. I wasn't really like in the knife community. I was just kind of a knife nerd on the side. And then I got into YouTube and the knife stuff. And yeah, I appeared. So a lot of Rocksteads there. I actually wasn't sure. I thought that was going to maybe go Hinderer, but the Rockstead kind of took that. All right. By popular demand. Ooh, I got another good one too after this. By popular demand. Ooh, she good. She real good. Would you rather... Oh, yeah, I'm going to troll you. Oh, Jeff, I'm sorry. You thought that was going to be easy. You thought you're just going to pick the Waka. You didn't know that you're going to have the GOAT, Demco. Oh, yeah, my man. Of course, it's the Demco. Good. Ooh, that Waka is sweet, though, man. This is the, I don't know what, is it Barajas? What's their last name? I don't know what their heritage is, but I want to call it like the Puerto Rican Rosie or something like that. Like, sorry to be, if that comes across wrong or whatever. I was not intending to take a shot or anything like that. Truly out of endearing appreciation for, I think his name is Edison, and this knife, holy smokes, that guy, and I think his wife is involved or something. You guys got to tell me, but whew, that thing is amazing. They have done something phenomenal here. Really love this knife. Really love it. That's also amazing though, and very tough competition. All right, what do we got here? We got Jeff let it off, unhesitating with the Demco. Waka is gorgeous, but you already said Demco. 8022 Demco. Yeah, I mean, I guess you all are here for a reason. Probably because you do like Demcos a little bit, or you probably would be watching some other channel. Whew. I got to tell you though, folks, this is actually a really stiff competition. This is probably a better bake-off, but too late. That one didn't get to happen. You know what we'll do? We need to go kind of, how am I going to do this? Hang on one sec. I'm going to pull out a knife. All right, I can't find that knife, so never mind that idea. That didn't work out. I'm sure it's somewhere around here. Let's do... We got to get this guy in the mix. Not to do another Demco, but... Ooh, there we go. That's a really nice little bake-off right there, actually. VC Edge interface versus the full-time Damascus 8020.5. Jeff, unrelenting with the Demcos. Man, have you handled one of these, Jeff? I don't know. I feel like Jeff maybe would just pick that up and it would just crushing his massive hand. I imagine Jeff's like 6'8" or something. Not yet. Okay. Let me, because I'm such a huge fan, but technically I can say until I have both of them in hand. Plus I love purple. Yeah, okay. You're a little late on that one, Julian, but we'll take it. Interface, too light for me. Interface, already have the Damascus 8020.5. Good job, Alice. Way to go against the grain there in the house. Make sure he knows that you're a leader, not a follower. Interface, hard choice though. Jeff is 6'4". Oh shit, Jeff is a big guy. No wonder why he loves big knives. Jeff is a gentle giant though. Jeff is a gentle giant. I can tell you right now, Jeff is a good human. Hi Jeff, never met before. By the way, Alice talks about you. You're like 23 feet tall in my mind. BC Edge, just for the novelty. Dude, this thing is novel and some. It's also a great knife. I haven't done it yet. I'm so tempted to carry. I have one that has light carry on it. My Uniweave, what is it called? Unidirectional carbon one. It has some actual use on it. I'm so tempted to carry that thing. It just, God, it is big though. Like, even though it's light, it's big enough that you're gonna feel that in your pocket a little bit. Like, that is not a small knife, folks. Not a small knife at all. In fact, let's put it in perspective for those of you that don't know how big this is. It's bigger than a Hinderer XM18, 3.5. Taller on the blade, longer on the blade, more cutting edge, and a bigger handle. It is big, and yet 1.5 ounces. It's impossible. It is a marvel of engineering. Oh, 5'1", so you make a great pair. If you had kids, they'd be like right in between, huh? That or they'd come out like 7 feet tall and we'd see them in the NBA. Dean, don't ask. Let's see. Demco for strength, interface for heading to the moon. That's a great call. This would definitely save you about $35 million in rocket fuel if you were to make a trip to the moon. The interface would be the way to go, I think. Of course, you do want to make sure your knife is reliable when you go to the moon, and I actually do trust that this is reliable, I gotta say. Although if I'm going to the moon, I don't know. This thing kind of looks like it might be really moon-worthy also. Well, are we really 83 minutes in? We're having too much fun here. I think this has been a good test. Thank you for joining. I'm gonna have to start to wrap it up here. So I will do in the future some sort of live stream strategy, whether it's facing the knives or facing myself with other people. I'm really interested in getting into it a little bit. This was a lot of fun. Good to see so many good friends on here. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna turn it on and let's see if anyone joins. I didn't even know if anyone would join. So it's been really fun getting to hang out with all of you in this format. Boy, at some point it'd be really cool to see a lot of you at a knife show too. So maybe we all try and figure that out at some point. One of these knife shows that we all go to would be really cool. No rush on that, but BC Edge guy should make a space shuttle. I'm pretty sure that guy did make space shuttles in the past. I'm not sure, but I know for sure. Again, thanks everyone for joining. Going to go ahead and wrap it up here, but that was a blast, and love you all, and thank you for supporting and for helping me figure this thing out, because I'd rather stumble and trip with friends than with a bunch of strangers that then go make fun of me. So everyone have a good night. And boy, I think that made a Monday a lot more fun. So maybe I get real crazy and do this on Mondays and be, you know, a little unique here, just to make Mondays something we can look forward to a little more. I'll put some thought into that. Maybe it's not every Monday, but like once a month or something. I'll think about it. All right, y'all. Thanks for the tips on the knife case, so I can do this a little more easily. And have a good night. Take care.